Ke a tshepa lentswe la ka le a utlwahala. Ke batla re eme motsana re na le bathodisi le baphatlalatsi ba bang ba ditaba ba matjhabeng ba re wenang ka marangrang tse fela motsotswana hore ba kene ke bona eka ka ke nepahetse. Jwale ka ha mme Tjhabana sa hlalositse lebitso la ka ke Phafane Nkotsi. Ke mookamedi ebile ke monga company e bitswang ka hore ke Mohahlaula Airlines. Mme sepheo sa mmoka ona wa batholotsi ba phatlalatsi ba ditaba ke ho tla fana ka lehlakore la rona mabapi le ditaba tseo ke tsebang hore boholo ba lona e sale le kopa hore re ke re arabe le di fumane empa bona beng ba tsona ba soka re dintsha. Ke re hlophile polelo kwano eo ke tla e bala ebe jwale re tla nka dipotso mme re ka tataiswa ke lona hona ha ba di ya Senyesemane fela na e nepahetse na ka ho ka e bala le ka Sesotho. Ke a leboha. Sehlooho sa ditaba tsena tsa rona le Mohahlaula se re Mohahlaula Airlines seeks justice against Lesotho diamond mines for fraudulently acquiring flying permits. Mohahlaula Airlines is a Lesotho certified air operator, has filed a loss of income lawsuit against the government of Lesotho due to several diamond mines fraudulently acquiring temporary airspace permits from a period starting 25th January 2023 to date. Since 2017, Mohahlaula Airlines identified a business opportunity in the general aviation and aerial survey market and has attempted to engage with diamond mines and other potential clients to offer the charter and aerial services. Numerous meetings were held, which were facilitated by the then Minister of Transport, the Principal Secretary of the same ministry, the Director of Civil Aviation, and the Commissioner of Mines. It is worth mentioning that meetings were held over a period of 18 months with mines and other stakeholders. Shocking comments were made by both the Commissioner of Mines and one diamond mining company, which only started making sense in January 2023. In one of those meetings, the Commissioner of Mines said, and I quote, "You," meaning us Mohahlaula Airlines, "are dealing with giants. They will not agree on compliance." Close quote. Despite proactive efforts, the diamond mines consistently ignored our approach, resulting in a series of unfruitful meetings. It took us 3 years to have a formal sit-down with the diamond mines. Only after an intervention was made by the then Minister of Transport, the PS, the Director of Civil Aviation, as I had already alluded. After the discussions failed to yield positive results, Mohahlaula Airlines requested that government of Lesotho assist by using the provisions in the Mining and Mineral Act of 2005 and the Civil Aviation Act of 2008 to compel the mines to use Mohahlaula Airlines services as required by these pieces of legislation. Moreover, as the local airline, we are capable of providing the mines with the services they require. So the continued issuance of temporary airspace permits to foreign companies is in direct violation of the pieces of legislations I already mentioned. However, the government of Lesotho decided to side with the South African air operators and the mines, as opposed to supporting the legal stance brought to its attention by the local air operator, being ourselves as Mohahlaula. Following extensive consultations with different stakeholders, as of September 2022, the Director of Civil Aviation stopped issuing temporary airspace permits to foreign operators. A new government came into power in October 2022, and the diamond mines under the banner of Lesotho Chamber of Mines wrote to the current Minister of Transport, making allegations that the Director of Civil Aviation had unilaterally stopped issuing temporary airspace permits. In late November 2022, the current Prime Minister was asked to intervene in the matter by the Minister of Transport. However, in January 2023, the Minister of Transport, the Principal Secretary, the Ministry of Transport, the legal director of the same ministry, and the Director of Civil Aviation met with the Prime Minister and explained the governing legislation to him. It was then agreed that it was within the Director's purview to stop issuing these permits, and the mines were instructed to comply with the Director's directive. And this decision was duly communicated to the mines on the 25th of January 2023. Government of Lesotho was made aware by ourselves that the continued issuance of permits, that is the flying permits to the mines, in favor of foreign operators is illegal, and Mohahlaula Airlines will claim loss of revenue from the state. However, through the assistance of the Minister of Transport, the mines have been able to secure temporary flying permits through fraudulent means. Consequently, Mohahlaula Airlines has filed a lawsuit seeking to challenge the continued issuing of temporary airspace permit to Lesotho's diamond mines, a practice that is not only hurting the local market, but is in direct violation of the laws of this country. Mohahlaula Airlines also did the following. We opened a criminal case against the below companies and their representatives. One, Lithium Diamonds, represented by Mr. Gileboni Disanyane. Storm Diamond Mountains, represented by Mohahlaula Airlines. Motai Diamond Mine, represented by Stian van Black. The Kobon Diamond Mine, represented by Moti Chede. Department of Civil Aviation, represented by Alice CC, under the following case. So this is a criminal case. The case number is under the following details. MCCO, Maseru Central Church Office, RCI 17/04/2023. The collective acquisition of fraudulent airspace permit has led to the potential revenue loss of about 10 million maloti for us as a company, and all this is between the periods of 25 January 2023 to 28 March, and it's accruing on a daily basis because the mines, like I had earlier alluded, they are still able to secure the permits even to this day. Mohahlaula Airlines also, considering what has been happening, petitioned Parliament of Lesotho through the Portfolio Committee on Natural Resources, and they are yet to respond. It is worth noting that we sent 2 petitions to Parliament. Almost a quarter down the road, they are yet to respond. Now we address the regulatory issue. From the regulation point of view as the airline, we had engaged the past Minister of Transport to expedite the formation of the Lesotho Civil Aviation Authority. Currently, aviation is being regulated as a department under the Ministry of Transport. The reason we engaged as an industry player, the reason we engaged the then Minister of Transport was to ensure that specialized and effective management of on aviation-related matters. The last feedback which we received in June of last year, June 2022, was that the issue had been tabled at Cabinet, and Cabinet has given a green light for the authority to be established. Why is this important? Why do we believe setting up an authority as opposed to a department under Ministry of Transport? This is important for us. As many of you would be aware, or maybe not, we had plans as Mohahlaula to start operating the Maseru Johannesburg route end of Q3 this year, end of September of this year. Unfortunately, this plan was stalled due to lack of expertise at the department, lack of autonomy and independence. So without really having an authority, there are limitations in terms of what we can do, in terms of getting all the necessary regulatory oversights and clearances for us to be able to operate in that route in a profitable manner. Again, it's important for you to understand that civil authorities are designed to efficiently handle administrative tasks, airspace management, inspections, and safety oversight. The challenge today is the illegal overreach of the current Minister of Transport and the current Principal Secretary in the same ministry, who believe they could run the Department of Civil Aviation, and that's not how even the law is clear in terms of how the department would run. Cannot be run by the minister or the PS. At this rate, Lesotho will not be able to attract any meaningful investment into the aviation industry if the current Minister of Transport keeps on meddling on administrative issues of the civil aviation. Mohahlaula Airlines, therefore, would like to set the record straight by sharing the the above facts with the media and the public. I would like to conclude by asking the below questions. And I know the media, they do not have the answers for me on those questions. The first question is, are Lesotho diamond mines above the law? It's very important. Does the government of Lesotho understand its role in upholding the rule of law? That's the second question. Last question. Is there a point for Parliament to continue making the laws if few individuals can decide to turn a blind eye to the laws of the land? That's the end of the prepared statement. Thank you.
Are there any questions? Before you ask, are there other people who would still have questions as well? Okay, so you can ask your 3 questions.
Le Mohahlaula le amana jwang le Ntate Matekane o le kopana jwang le yena le amana jwang le dikamano tsa rona le yena di jwang? Ya bobedi gore na hobaneng re taba tsena di ntse di hlahella jwalo ka ntse le qhobeshane nako e telele hakana? Ebe bana ba di-mine hlakoreng la di-mine jwalo ka se le buile, ha le qholotse taba eo kgotla ya lona le se le fetela ho hlooho ya mmuso ka kotloloho? Ke fumane ka mehlodi ya ka e ka netefatswa haufinyane hore ho batlwa ho fetola molao wa bofufisi ke lekala lena la rahlwa. Na taba eo ha e qholotswe ke yona taba e ya lona le Mohahlaula, ha e le mo le hlalositse hore dipolitiki tse di emisitswe tsa bofufisi le tse ding kaofela tse seng hlalositswe ho bona, na ha e qholotswe ke yona taba e ya lona le Mohahlaula? Ke a leboha.
Yes, I do. My name is Pascalina Gari. I'm a freelance investigative journalist. I would like the government to provide us with evidence that the 4 mining companies that he has mentioned are violating the social legislation by acquiring the airspace permits by illegally. The second question is, what evidence does the company has on the alleged utterances made by Commissioner of Mines stating that the mining companies will not comply with Lesotho's laws? The last question is, how did you arrive to the 10 million revenue loss? Thank you.
Bitsolaka tsebiso se bolao ho tswa PCFM. Potso ka ke hore nakong eo o tlautseng le pafana hore lelala ya ho tonakgolo ka mora hore director ya aviation a emisa ho fana ka di-permit. Tabeng eo ya ho emisa wa fana ka di-permit, maikutlo a tonakgolo le a letona na a ne a dumellana kapa e bang a ne a fapana jwang tabeng eo e leng ka yona? O e nngwe kopa tshwarelo ya ho qetela rona jwalo ka ho ntso fana ka di-fraudulent permits, ke mang ya ntseng a fana ka tsona?
ke a leboha. La dumela ina ya pele ntate ya relationship ya Mohahlaula le tona go hai yo ntate there is no relationship. Mohahlaula ke company ke metse e ownwang into 20 Bohlokwa Enterprises. Ke kopa ke fella haka. Potso ya bobedi rena hobaneng di-mine di sa ya go tla di ile go ba buse. Nka se ba arabelle ke a tseba batata ba di araba taba tsena o tlo ba botse fela ke le motho ke qetella ke ba le tshwenyeho ya hore ka hara kgwebo ha ke dumela hore ntate moye o mhatlile itong ke ya makgotleng makgotla because we operate in a regulated space. Mo melao e leng yona e re our guardrails how to take guardrail ena ya ka ntlane o dumela go entse hantle ya lekgotleng di-mine tsona ba di kgotla keng haeba motho ya fuweng matla ka molao ka hara naha ena ke molao o ntseng ke parliament motho eno ke mohlanka wa mmuso ha iketsetse melao o ka molao o apisitsweng ka matla ke apisitsweng ke molao o tima tumelo ya go fifisa because capacity teng ka hara naha ebe company tse jwalo instead ya go di ema go challenge a ke ena director di ya go ba busa ba tla ya araba and they should answer it because ya makatsa ya bobedi ya menyetsi ena e tate menyetsi mengata ya hore molao wa aviation o batla o cancel and ha ba tswele pele melao e etswa hore na o le puso ka bo le mokusi na chebelo pele ya ha ona e feng ka industry so I ba neng in aviation ho buega ka motho di company tsa le hae di una molemo hore ba e fetole and that they o ka lua parliament molao ka fa it's an act of parliament le bala le la transport ha ba le ba ka fatola molao that it's well within their right but we will not allow it to happen. We'll challenge it molao also we as an industry player Mohahlaula will challenge that ya hola india we di go ba tla ngira ba hlakole melao e mmedi because puonyana e neng e hlophisitswe ke bile ka melao e mmedi ke the Civil Aviation Act of 2008 and then get the Mining and Mineral Act of 2005 I do want to go fifisi but e bona hala e terminate that I know moving melemo ha e ba sotho it will be an interesting one to observe that me Pascalina Gadi me chabana o itse go pa ina ya evidence ya go bona ke mo yes le butsi case ya fraud ya go di mine di fumani di permit ka fraud under the details we have provided because I'm going to file maponesa monyetla because that is a criminal offense again molao wa mofufisi wa Lesotho o re ke tlolo ya molao go fumana permit ka tsela e sa nepahalang a ke wa bona ke allegation e sira se ya kae but maponesa na le evidence ha ba hloka e nngwe will provide it but ha ba hlola go ba itse because Mohahlaula le ka go itshireletsa ha ba maponesa a hloleha go tswela pele mme ka tla eletswa ke maqwetha a bona bona what would be a reasonable time get approach director of public prosecutions to prosecute to privately prosecute the evidence is there but I will unfortunately not share it with you mantswe a commission of mines ona le monyetla le yena o tla araba in fact di mine tla di molaela ba arabe we have had series of meetings. Morning and evening. The minutes but we really map back the other one in Maliti. At that time, we thought it was just a statement. In Bagula, how Bona gets a haloti, the mines are giants. You want to make it as long as and I'm quoting him. Over you, meaning us Mohahlaula Airlines, are dealing with giants. They will not agree on compliance. Are they complying? If they are complying, we will not be here. So can we lay out the Mohahlaula, but we are look at the mining to Malaya or Taka, we say Monza, Hayabanga, Mosiaga, Bizo, Jerega Yamala, I disappoint. The 10 million is simple, me Pascalina. I'm a chamber of mines by intervention who Sorila. When I director again, what I would decide how to have ever would demand a payment without or for or someone like mine who has a tarify payment. Really, one muso di affetto da voi. Ove la muso quello ma fa usare convinced o mela. Yana hena. Is in line with what the director is implementing, not just what we fees, legal mining and that. It may not be to transport. We understood Hobe. Kana go mo head da bisa na da afli impact le ga proactive ho le ha di bisa no tin tin do twa ma di mo lawo they were just making to mentor the senior than we let both the Ministry of Mining and the Ministry of Transport who have a number of therapy elements of an permit that claim the loss of income we would have possibly made had permit in the fewer company at a high one. So that's a basis here, the 10 million mark. Me recommend the 10 million day go the like 20 that much more again. Legally in mind to the payment. So it's indeed in by you get away that with substantiate our claim even to the title of class as in the travel of time. That is all. And hasi Mohahlaula hasi ona ileng ileng ho tona ho intervention. The mine had the fluor time we molaong ya ho di comply. Is one of the approach the most. Maybe I brought that I'm saying to how both money who are going on our money was a whole. So it's not us. I say as Mohahlaula. I'm completely not following idea. Completely not following idea. Give one allowed. Madonna higher lights. By intervention in you will know usually men who November had mind the Lagaboge, the director at United Dow. That's why no way is it might mind the permit. Papa, if you think as January, you get feeling better that thing what I'm a party in Mohahlaula. Mean that decision was formally communicated to me. To not might need to comply with. And that communication was sent to the mines and all the stakeholders. Commissioner of Mines when I looked at because the Lerani stakeholder, one mining and mineral act 2005. On 25, it's a January. It's a lady, the mine gate and it only started to make sense has it on our weekly, but we are really dealing with giants. That is what our intervention. Also, was that Muso icon, a Climotema had down to the director civil aviation. It's within his purview as the director. Wagafanagata and me. Well, one about one of weeks in interview, how about we go comply? You decide not to comply. Now, I'm not sure as I the commission of mines in the right. You don't know. Now, pushing how to get a now, but if man can now, but if man
Ka gola potso eno ntse se ile ka go ya letona gona lona nka ke melona ke fe ile ya tona go letona lona elo tso ya ho ile ya dipemento na ke mantsa difa
I believe that they addressed it. Hasha no sahobe. Not follow that is a long that Minister Ali. So whatever decision he made, whatever communication that was made from him, he did on the advice of all his people. So we're not going to be, from a lack of a better expression, asked to make statements. Are there other questions?
okay ke gola kopa tshware ke gola ka nna ne ke botsa bane ke la ka buile ona tona go lena tsi mona mafane o le hle director a ditawone ile nne ke nna le tona lona tabeyena mohlomong re ke botse tjena le bona la lona le sebetsa bang le dumellana le mine kapa mohlomong le tabe ya taelo tona go le director a go tsetsa mosotso ya me
le dumelana le dimai mme le ana o dule ka ba bana tla mo fa monyetla wa hlalose itse ene ile karolo ya moifo o ne o ile o tona go wa se ka taba mme ke tla go paneng ya o mine di comply director ina civil aviation ka la go that is bola ha o le tona motho ya ikarabellang wena mme ntwe na ya ikarabella se be ya interpret ka tsela e nngwe it's not a legalistic but ke mohlang o sebetsa a sebetsa le bona ke twentse ke tona holo e bile le tona le bona hala le etsa ndok le tswa fatshe ka mantsana because ke ra haiba le tona la transport ne le dumelana le qetwe ke le nyentse ka 25,000 we would not be here.
Are there any other questions from you? Well, that's for the police to investigate and conclude, or maybe for your journalistic abilities to come to play. If there are no further questions, honestly, then I wanted to thank you so much for giving us your time and your energy. This concludes our presentations. The governor email addresses that we can give you our written press release. So let's use it.
Email address.
Una nomoro ya ne re fane ka yona on the press invitation. Yeah, WhatsApp. Ga romela na mo.
Yes,